I'm Detective Deal. We are located at the 107 Precinct, second floor, Detective Squad area. Today's date is February 5th, 2017. Time is approximately 10:33 a.m. And I'm activating the tape this time. You're good.
Okay, we're present in the 107th Police Precinct. The date is Sunday, February 5th, 2017, and the time is about 10:33 a.m. My name is Peter McCormick. I'm an Assistant DA in and for the County of Queens. Present in the room with me at this time are Detective Barry Brown, ADA Michael Curtis, Video Technician Joseph Deal, and Chanel Lewis. Okay, Chanel, I'm about to be reading you your rights. After that, if you agree to speak with me, you may, if you wish, make a statement about and answer questions about an incident that occurred on August 2nd, 2016. Even though I've already spoken to someone else, you do not have to talk to us. I'm going to now read you your rights. You have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Anything you do say may be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have the right to consult with an attorney before speaking to me or to the police, and to have an attorney present during any questioning now or in the future. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you without cost. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you do not have an attorney available, you have the right to remain silent until you have had an opportunity to consult with one. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now that I've advised you of your rights, are you willing to answer questions?
Okay.
Yes? Okay. All right. All right. Chanel, why don't we start with, I think it was a Tuesday evening on August 2nd, 2016. Do you remember that date and that evening?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And where were you at that time?
I was in Spring Creek, at the Gateway in Spring Creek Mall.
Okay, by Gateway and Spring Creek Mall?
Spring Creek Park.
Park?
Yeah.
All right. Were you inside the park?
Yeah,
Okay. And was anyone with you, or were you by yourself?
by myself.
All right. About what time did you get to the park?
About 5 o'clock.
All right. And how did you enter the park? From what street?
From where Bell Parkway.
From where the Bell Parkway entrance is to the
Yeah.
park? All right. And what kind of park is this? What does it look like inside? Are the trees, grass, benches?
More like large grass.
High grass? Are there any trails in the park?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And were you on a trail or you in the grass?
On the trail.
Okay. What kind of trail is it? Paved or dirt or what?
It's kind of like has dirt.
Mm-hmm. Okay. About what time would you say you got to the park that night? That evening?
About 5.
Okay. What was the weather like? Was it rainy, cloudy, sunny?
Well, it looked like it rained like in the morning, and then it got sunny in the evening.
Okay. And while you were in the park, do you remember what you were wearing that day?
It was a hoodie, a sweatpants, and a shoes.
Okay. What color was the hoodie? Do you remember?
Most likely brown.
Mm-hmm. And the sweatpants?
I think it's probably black.
Right. And the shoes, were they shoes or sneakers?
I think sneakers.
Okay. Do you remember what color they were, what kind?
Mm.
Okay. Now, while you were in the park, did something happen?
Yes.
What happened while you were in the park?
While in the park, there was this girl jogging, and then one thing led to another because some other situation.
All right. Well, the girl that was jogging, was she by herself or with anybody else?
By herself.
What did she look like? What was she wearing?
Well, I was going to say she looked like she was wearing a yellow tank top, maybe.
Okay. What kind of pants?
I wouldn't really know.
Were they long or short? Do you remember?
No.
Do you remember if they were long pants or short pants? No?
Mm.
Okay. And was she jogging? Was she coming from the same direction that you came from when you entered the park?
No, we go opposite directions.
Okay. And when you first saw her, where were you? Were you in the grass or were you on the trail?
On the trail.
All right. And were you moving or were you standing still?
Like I was moving, listening to music,
You were walking or jogging?
walking.
Walking? And you were walking towards her?
I was walking towards, and then got side to side, and then one thing led to another.
When you first saw her, though, were you walking towards her or the same direction as her? When you first saw her?
We walked towards each other.
Towards each other, okay. And she was jogging, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you know if she had anything on her head or in her hands, do you remember, as she was approaching you?
She might have had a phone.
Okay. And where was her phone? Was it in her hand or was it clipped to her clothes, do you remember?
It was in her hand.
Okay. And you said as she got next to you, when she got next to you as she was running and you were walking, what happened then?
And then, you know, because of a past situation, I got angry and then started hitting her and stuff like that.
Okay. Before you did, where did you hit her?
Like in the face and like in the mouth.
In the face and the mouth.
Mhm.
Before you hit her, did you grab her or did you just hit her right away?
Like kind of grabbed her first.
Grabbed her? And like, how did you grab her? What part of her body did you grab?
Like I started hitting her because of the incident that was going on earlier.
Right, but did you grab her before you started hitting her, or was the first thing you did was to hit her? What was the first thing you did?
I grabbed her
Okay. And how did you grab her?
like this.
Okay. With both hands?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what part of her body did you grab? Do you remember her shoulders, her waist, her neck? Do you remember?
Probably like around here.
Okay, around the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And when you grabbed her, what happened then?
And then I started hitting her and stuff like that.
All right. Now, did you hit her with both hands?
Probably, yeah.
All right. And what part of her body did you hit with your hands?
I didn't hit any part of her body.
Her face?
Just the face.
Just the face? All right. About how many times did you hit her in the face?
Around 5.
All right. Was she standing when you started to hit her, or was she on the ground?
She was on the ground.
Okay. So when did she fall to the ground? After you grabbed her? All right. Now, when she fell to the ground, was she lying in the path, or was she off the path? The pathway. When she fell to the ground and you were hitting her, was she on the pathway or was she off the pathway?
She's kind of on the pathway.
All right. About how wide is this path, would you say? Like,
About a couple of feet.
okay. So it's not that wide, right?
Mm.
All right. And when you were hitting her in the face, was she face up or face down?
She was like face up.
Face up. Did she say anything at all?
Mm.
No. Did she scream?
No, because her tooth broke.
I'm sorry? Her tooth broke? Right. Were you covering her mouth at all?
Mm.
No? Okay. The tooth that broke, was it like in the front, the top, or the bottom, do you remember?
No.
Okay. How long would you say you were hitting her for? About how long in time, I mean?
The whole thing was like about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right. And did you do anything else to her besides hit her? Did you put her hands on any other part of her body?
No.
Okay, around her neck or anything?
Yeah, there was kind of separation.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
You put her hands on her neck, around her neck? Okay. Do you remember, was it one hand or both hands?
Both.
Both? All right. And how long did you have your hands around her neck?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you squeeze her neck when you had your hands around her neck?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You don't remember for how long, though? Okay.
Because I was mad at the incident.
You were mad about an incident. Okay, we're going to get to that in a little bit, all right? I just want to find out what happened, all right? And was she still moving when you had your hands around her neck?
Oh, yeah, and then she dropped into the water.
Okay. Well, when you had your hands around the neck, was she on the ground or standing up?
She's still on the ground.
On the ground. Face up or face down?
Face up.
All right. And then how did her face go in the water?
I was strangling. We were near the water, and then I put her face in the ground.
Okay. You were
So she
strangling her,
fell
you
in the
said?
water.
And you
She-
put her...
No, she fell in the water,
Okay.
and then my hand was bleeding, so I went to wash off all the blood.
Okay. Which hand, do you remember? You just showed me your right hand, right? Your right hand? Where was it bleeding? What part of the hand? Your knuckle? Okay. And when her face went in the water, was she face up or face down?
Down.
Down?
Or face up.
A face up?
Yes.
All right. Was the water covering her face? And how long did you hold her under the water?
Actually, I didn't hold on to the water. When I came back, she was just...
Oh, you didn't hold her under the water? Okay. Was she moving when you put her face in the water?
So whenever she was not moving.
Okay. What do you remember? Was she still moving when you had your hands around her neck? At all? How was she moving? What was she doing?
Like, she wasn't really moving that much.
Okay. Did she try to hit you or touch your body at all during this time? Okay. What did she do?
Like, try to scratch me.
Okay. And did she scratch you? Where did she scratch you?
Like, on my face.
Okay. Would that be on the right side of your face?
Probably was one of these two, though.
Okay. Did she leave a mark or a scratch on your face?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. So at some point before she went into the water, she had stopped moving. Is that right? She stopped moving before her face went into the water, correct? All right. Did
Kinda.
I'm sorry.
Kinda did.
Kinda did. All right. What could you tell if she was breathing or not?
What you said? Repeat the last question.
Could you tell if she was breathing?
No, the other one.
Oh, before that? I said,
Yeah.
oh, at some point before she went into the water, she stopped moving, and you said kind of, right?
This is like after the water.
Well, that when you put her in the
Yeah.
water, was she still moving
I
then?
didn't put in the water. She fell in the
She
water.
fell. Was she moving then?
After that, she wasn't moving.
Okay.
Did she fall in the water when you first threw her to the ground, or when you're on the ground with her hitting her? Did she like kind of move towards the water?
It was more like a strangulation, and then she rolled into the water.
So it was after you had your hands on her neck that she went in the water. All right. And what did you do then? After that?
After that, she was just lying there, and then I got her by her ankles, and then picked her up back from her back and put her in the bushes.
Okay. Can you just describe to me like how you moved her? What part of the body were you holding when you moved her?
Like on the hands. And
Okay,
lifting up her back.
Were your hands holding her arms, or were your hands under her arms, or
Like holding it.
your hands were holding one hand on each one of her hands?
Like how you just put somebody there.
You were dragging her by the hands or the arms, right?
Yeah.
And when you dragged her, was she facing down onto the ground or facing up to the sky?
Up to the sky.
Facing up, okay. And where did you drag her to?
It was somewhere off the pathway.
Off the pathway? What's on the side of the pathway? Bushes, trees, grass?
Like some really rough kind of trees. I mean, some really rough, it's called weed and leaves.
Weed and leaves, okay. About how high would you say it was? Was it high or
Like about 8 feet, something like that.
like higher than your head when you're standing?
Yeah.
All right. How far off the path would you say you dragged her into the grass? Like how many feet about?
Probably about 10.
Okay. After you dragged her in the grass, did you go back onto the path? Okay. When you got back onto the path, could you see her from where you were, from the path? I think you said, Chanel, that she had a phone with her, right? Do you know what happened to her phone?
She must have lost it doing all that.
Did you ever grab her phone? Yeah?
I might have touched it.
Okay. If you touched it, do you know where? Did you put it somewhere or?
No.
No? Okay, do you remember when you touched it?
No, I was doing a scuffle.
Okay. All right.
Did you touch anything else that she might have had with her?
I wouldn't know.
When you left her in the grass, were her clothes still on?
No.
What was the status of her clothing? How was her clothing
Kind of
arranged?
like pulled off.
Pulled off?
Yeah.
Okay, what was pulled off?
Like her clothes,
Her shirt, her pants?
her pants.
What about her shirt?
Sure, I think it was still intact.
Still?
Maybe.
Okay. And when you say her pants were pulled off, were they totally off, or were they half on or half off? What were they?
Looked like kind of half off.
Okay. Were they down or up? I mean, her pants.
Kind of like down.
Okay. What about her underwear?
Maybe it was down too.
Okay. Did you touch her in any way in her vagina or her anus at all?
Mm-mm.
Not at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Now, you said that you did this because you had some anger, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you tell me about that anger?
Cause you know I used to live in a different address than I currently live at now.
Right.
And then sometimes there's this man that comes around there. He play like loud music and carry a lot of friends around there. I didn't like it because I feel unsafe and uncomfortable, and I like my place private and peaceful. And usually I just
Okay.
sometimes.
What place was this that you used to live in? A different place? What place was
It was the
this?
same neighborhood but different street. It was at Logan Street.
The neighborhood where you live now?
Yeah.
Okay, and where do you live now?
Where I live now is Essex Street,
What's the address?
576 Essex Street.
And is that a big house, little house? Or?
It's kind of like a 3-story.
Okay. What floor do you live on?
We live in the basement.
Okay. Who's we? Who do you live with?
My mom, my sisters,
How many sisters?
2,
Two? Okay, what are their names?
Flop and Sweeter,
Okay. Are they older than you or younger than you?
older.
Older, okay. How long, and the place you said you lived before that, you said it was Logan Street? And that's near Essex Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And there was someone there who got you angry? Do you remember who that was?
Mm.
Do you remember who that was?
Well, I wouldn't really want to say his name.
Okay.
Is he your brother? Do you have any brothers?
Yeah, but he don't live with us no more.
Is he older or younger than you?
Older.
Where does he live now?
He lives somewhere in East Flatbush.
How old is he?
About 27, 20, around that area.
What's his name?
Shaman.
Shaman? Do you see him a lot?
Yeah, he comes around the house once.
Does he know this person that you have an issue with?
Yeah.
Did that particular person, you don't have to tell us who he is, but did he make you angry that day, on August 2nd, that Tuesday?
Yeah, because like every day he keep playing music and inviting his friends, and no, we just live in a quiet block. And we
Mhm.
don't like all of these type of stuff.
Okay, and about what time was that?
Mm.
What time was that he was playing the music and got you annoyed and got
It's
you
pretty
angry?
much all day.
All right. Well, and what time, when did you leave your house to go to that park that day?
Probably left about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon, early afternoon?
Yeah.
And how far is your house to that, it's called Spring Creek Park, right? Is that what it's
Mhm.
called?
Yeah.
How far is your house from that park?
Like, it's probably like a couple of blocks.
All right. And how did you get to the park?
Usually I just go to the industrial place and then go to the mall and then go across the bridge.
Okay. Did you walk, did you ride a bike, or?
Walk.
Okay. Was anybody with you?
Mm.
Did you tell anybody that you were going to the park before you went?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And you entered the park through, what entranceway did you get into the park? What street is
By the
that?
Parkway.
By the Bell Parkway entrance? All right. And how far into the park did you walk how'd you walk when you first saw the girl?
I walked to one trail and then went to the next trail.
Okay. So how far would you say in distance you had walked when you ran into her?
What do you mean?
Well, at some point while you were inside the park, you were listening to music, right?
Mm-hmm.
And were you listening to music through headphones or the radio, or how were you listening to music?
My phone.
Your phone?
Yeah.
All right. And at some point while you're walking, listening to music, you see the girl jogging towards you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how far had you walked, like from the point you entered until you saw her coming? Halfway through, more than halfway through, or?
It's kind of like one trail and then you go to the next trail.
Okay, so you took one trail to the next trail, all right. And From the time you first grabbed the girl until the time you dragged her into the grass and left her there, about how long you think that took? You know, when you punched her and strangled her, how long would you say it lasted?
About 5 minutes.
Okay. Now, had you ever gone to that park, like before this date? Would you go there on occasion, or
Yeah, sometimes when I get angry and stuff like that.
how many times would you say you've been there before, to that park?
Like several times.
More than 3, 4 times?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you always go into the park by that trail?
Yeah.
All right. And would you always walk, or there were other ways to get there?
I always walk.
Would you walk the same route?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I choose a different route.
Okay. Did you ever go there with someone else, with friends or anything?
No.
No? Okay. Did you ever, while you were in that area, did you ever once get spoken to by police in the area, like before this
I
happened?
mean, I got stopped once by the police.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How long before this was that?
That was like probably a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm. Couple of months before the August 2nd?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I know, Chanel, I know that, like last night, you really didn't want to talk about this, right? Last night, but today it was okay, you wanted to talk about it, right?
Mhm.
I know that you told Detective Brown you wanted to straighten your life out, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Detective Brown said to wait until you came in the room to talk about it, that's right?
Mhm.
And that's what you did, right?
Yes.
Okay. I know that, I think Detective Brown showed you this map before when he spoke to you, right? Remember this map? Okay. Can you show me on the map, like where, what point, like that you actually entered into the park? Just put a little dot there. Okay, thanks. And is that the same way you went out?
Mhm.
Okay. And when you went out, were you walking or running, do you remember?
Walking.
Walking, okay. And where did you go after you left the park?
Pretty much my hand was really hurting me, so I went home.
Okay. Was it like bleeding heavily, or was it just like a scratch, or do you remember?
Like it was sweating a little bit, so
Sweating and bleeding,
and pain a little bit, so yeah.
hurting, right? And you said you had some scratches on your face, right? All right. Where did you go after you left the park? Did you go out somewhere? Did you go home?
Went home.
Okay. Was anyone home when you got there?
Mhm.
Oh.
I got my own keys, so I just.
Right. Did anyone see you that evening?
Yeah, some people they were asleep.
Hmm?
They were kind of they see me.
Okay. Did they ask you what happened to your face? Did they notice they had a scratch on your face? Anybody?
Not really, but they noticed this like.
What did you say about that?
I said I fell.
Okay. Did you say where?
Mhm.
What did you say?
I said Gateway Mall Park.
Okay. Can you just tell us what this girl looked like? Was she a black girl, Chinese girl, Spanish girl, white girl? Do you remember?
She looked white.
Okay. About how big was she?
About 5'4", 5'3", I guess.
Heavy, slim, medium?
Kind of look medium.
Okay.
Had you ever seen her before?
No.
Did you ever go back to that same park, Spring Creek Park, after August 2nd, after this date?
Mm-mm.
Never? Okay.
After her face is in the water and you pick her up and you drag her into the weeds, does she move at all at that point or make any more noises?
Mm-mm.
No? At what point did she stop moving and making any sounds?
Just when she was under the water.
Under the water?
Mhm.
Like as she was under the water or right before you put her in?
As she was under the water.
Were you holding her under the water?
At that point, no. I was too busy cleaning off the blood from my hand.
Okay. Was she still moving while you were strangling her around the neck?
And she's moving like quite a little bit, yeah.
Is that when she scratched your face?
No, it was when I was hitting.
When you were hitting her, she scratched your face?
Mhm.
Okay.
When you were hitting her, were you standing over her, or were you like sitting on her chest, or how were you positioned when you were hitting her?
Like I was on top.
But were you standing on top, or were your knees on the ground? Were you like, were you low, or were you standing up on your feet?
Like it was kind of like between, like in the middle. Between the middle of standing and crouching on the floor.
Crouching like a catcher in baseball, or with your knees on the ground?
It was more like a one with a baseball.
Like a catcher in baseball? Did you ever hit her with anything, or did you hit her with your hands?
Just the hands.
Okay. Oh, and all the punches were to her face, right?
Mhm.
And you said it was with both your hands?
Mhm.
You only got the injury to the one hand?
Mhm.
Would you say you use that hand more?
Yeah, it's more like it on that hand, yeah.
Or you're righty?
Mhm.
Okay.
Did you notice whether she suffered any injuries as a result of the punches?
Just a broken tooth.
That's it? Do you remember, could you see if she was bleeding or not, or black,
Not really
swollen?
checked.
You didn't check? Okay.
Did she say anything to you? Was she able to, other than maybe if she screamed, was she able to communicate at all? Say any words, any sentences?
Mhm.
Did you say anything to her while it's happening?
Mhm.
And you were angry because of what happened in your neighborhood?
Yes.
Were you angry about what happened in Howard Beach?
No.
Did you have any friends or people you knew who lived in the neighborhood by Howard Beach?
No.
No?
No, I'm good.
Okay, the time
You
is...
was talking about-
I'm sorry.
I was talking about what you was talking about with him? Wrestle what?
What?
Oh, what's that called again? Wrestle what? You said it.
I said, did you have any friends in the area? You said no, right?
No, respiratory. Wait, it was something you